Good evening. My name is Danielle Bieberstein. Will the audience please rise and remove your hats and caps? As the class of 2018 Senior Class Secretary, it is my honor to lead the graduating class of 2018, their family and friends, our faculty and staff, as well as our distinguished guests on stage in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Following the pledge, please remain standing as Martin Sr. Grace Wright sings the Star-Spangled Banner. As we recite the Pledge of Allegiance, we will say it with thanks to those brave men and women who are serving, have served, and have given their lives for our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now, will the James Martin High School class of 2018 please be seated? At this time, I would like to introduce to you our student body president, Nicholas Height.
Before I begin, I would like to ask everyone in the audience to please silence all cell phones. Thank you. Good evening. I'm truly honored and blessed to have the opportunity to stand in front of you all today as your student body president and address you as we cross the monumental bridge that is graduation. However, this speech is not solely a tribute to the accomplishments of the graduating class of 2018, nor is it intended to be me standing up here telling the same corny jokes that will be told to crowds across the country for the next few weeks, full of wide-eyed students, parents, teachers, and siblings, just like all of us. Instead, I plan to take this opportunity to discuss a quote. I know, oh boy, another boring quote. However, this isn't a, oh, the places you'll go, or the world is your oyster quote, but it's instead a few words that I feel we should all take with us as we embark on our journeys into the great unknown. I feel this message is best portrayed by great American writer Dale Carnegie when he said, "If you want to conquer fear, don't sit at home and think about it. Go out and get busy." It is today more than ever that I feel these words and this mentality are crucial to living a successful life. Fear can take many forms. For many of us in this very crowd today, fear may come in the form of rejection. Maybe it's being rejected from the school of your dreams, Or maybe it's being told you just weren't quite what they were looking for at the job you applied for. Or maybe it's even being rejected by the pretty girl who you definitely thought was into you, but apparently you misread the signs and she just wanted to be friends, and it's super awkward now and you can't kind of carry on the same way anymore. Regardless, in my last 12 years of growing as a student and as a young man, I've learned that it is not fear that defines character, but how we use the very thing that may terrify us to our core to drive us to success. Up to this point, much of our lives and the decisions that we have made have been driven by fear. Fear of failure, fear of not fitting in, fear of disappointing the ones who we truly love and who care and support us, fear of the unknown. However, as we prepare to take on the next stage of our lives, I feel that we have watched this fear drive us all to succeed in our ventures at James Martin High School. From early mornings at strength and conditioning, to late after-school rehearsals, to the countless last-minute cram sessions, I've seen a transition in the power of fear. As a warrior family, I've seen some of the truest definitions of high character come to life in the face of fear. And as we come to the end of our time as students at James Martin High School, I've seen fear mold each and every one of us into the true meaning of a warrior. We all gathered here today to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2018. However, I feel that today is about much more than that. Today is to recognize the Martin Warriors who stood tall and triumphed when faced with fear. As I leave you today, I would like to say it has been an honor to serve as your student body president, and I can never thank the parents, friends, coaches, and staff members that made today possible enough. Though for now we will all head to places far and wide to further use and spread the lessons we have learned as warriors, it brings me peace to know that no matter where we are, the class of 2018 will stand warrior strong. Go Warriors. Now it is my honor to introduce to you James Martin High School, class of 2018, senior class president, Lauren Kinnear.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and the Warrior class of 2018. It is an honor to be a part of such a wonderful milestone that we all have been waiting for. Of course, this is a very important day for not only us graduates, but for our family and staff that have raised us from the beginning. Growing up, especially in this new generation of technology, we have adapted to such a fast-paced world, looking forward to every future situation and opportunity. Now, while you keep that in mind, I want to take you back to the early 2000s. Just picture it. Your younger self in Heelys rolling down the sidewalk or down the hallway at your elementary school, or for some of us, wearing Justice from head to toe and getting our parents to spend a fortune on every sparkly collection. Or for the kids that didn't care much for fashion, the zip-up jackets from Gap that are probably still in your closet. I bring these memories back, of course, for the nostalgia that you're probably feeling about now, but also in order to jog your memory of times as a kid when you're innocent and carefree and tended to hear the phrase, maybe when you're older. Parents, we know you're guilty of it, and we thank you because you said it out of love, but every time we heard that phrase, all we could think was, I can't wait to grow up. Well, class of 2018, here we are, grown up. Finally, we're becoming adults in the real world. Scary? A little. But I know every single one of us is prepared, and we have our family, friends, and faculty to thank for that. In 18 years, a lot of things happen, and honestly, so many years later, kindergarten doesn't feel too long ago. It was just yesterday that we started our first year of free education, assuming you attended a public school. The naps, the coloring, the recess, the snacks. School was so carefree. It was just the beginning. Elementary was our foundation, giving us endless memories and laughs. According to Rion Evans-Alvin, Executive Director of the National Association of the Education of Young Children, within the brain, there's an explosion of activity in the first 5 years of life, more profound than any future years. In other words, our education growth was crucial. So thank you. Thank you to all elementary teachers who put in the time to watch over us, guide us, and instruct us on how to become not only good students, but good people. Thank you for all the fun songs we memorized on how to count by multiples and still sing to this day, for all the fun days at recess, the elementary carnivals, the book fairs, the spelling bees, and many more. To everyone who has put any effort into making our childhood wonderful, thank you. As Nelson Mandela would say, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And hopefully, because of you, we can change the world. With a strong foundation, we transitioned into junior high, where our hormones were immensely unbalanced and all the girls were taller than the boys. What a strange time. Multiple elementary schools fed into one junior high, where you transition from being big sixth graders to seventh graders who sit at the bottom of the totem pole. Eighth grade then introduced us to CTHEI, where we chose our future career and it was set in stone forever, right? Not even in the slightest. I'm sure I speak for most of us when I say that the career we chose in eighth grade is far from what we aspire to do now. However, in saying that, thank you to all the junior high teachers from our feeder schools, Bowles and Young Junior High, or whichever junior high you came from, for preparing us for our high school and for putting in the work to stand by our side at such a crazy time in our lives. And now that we've made it through 14 years of thank yous, we can finally speak about our high school careers. I firstly would like to say that I'm extremely proud to be a Warrior, and I will never forget all the wonderful memories made with every one of you. Our class has run together these past few years as a family. We've bonded during Friday Night Lights, dancing to our amazing drumline and Warrior band, laughed at crazy outfits on Spirit Days, screamed at pep rallies, cheered on our choir and orchestra, who have both become one of the best in the nation, gone on trips with various organizations, fangirled at Mr. MHS, danced the night away at prom, and so much more. Of course, we've had our ups and downs, but overall, I'd say we've had it great. So now my greatest thank you goes out to you, to the Warrior class of 2018. Please stand with me in a round of applause for making it through it all. I feel privileged this afternoon to be able to introduce to you our special guest sitting on stage, the principal of James Martin High School, Mrs. Marlene Roddy. Assistant principals, Mrs. Robin Yates, Mrs. Jennifer Etley, counselor, Mrs. Suzanne Kingen, valedictorian, Peyton Riney, and salutatorian, Luke Overman. I am proud to introduce the members of the Arlington Independent School District's Board of Directors, President Dr. Aaron Reich, Vice President Mr. John Hibbs, Secretary Mrs. Keisha Mays, Trustee Miss Polly Walton, Trustee Miss Melody Fowler, Trustee Mr. Justin Cheppa, Trustee Mr. Bowie Hogg, District Chief Academic Officer Dr. Stephen Wirtz, Area Superintendent Dr. Christy Buell, and AISD Superintendent of Schools Dr. Marcelo Cavazos. I would also like to recognize some important individuals sitting off stage. Martin High School Assistant Principals Dr. Michael Buckley, Mrs. Amanda Cobb, Miss Lou Ann Kennedy, Miss Tanya Redvine, Mrs. Sherry Sweet, Martin High School counselors, Mrs. Suzanne Bandy, Miss Amy Benson, Miss Connie David, Mrs. Jay Davis, Miss Harita Galbraith, Mrs. Jana Lewis, Mrs. Barbara Moeller, Dr. David Pyatt, Mrs. Sarah Stringer, and Mrs. Edwina Thompson. The class of 2018 thanks each of you, as well as the entire faculty and staff, for the countless hours of hard work on our behalf. We appreciate your concern for us and your support and encouragement shown by your attendance and enthusiasm at our concert, athletic events, performances, and banquets. Thank you for all you have done to help us create good times and good memories. We will miss you all. As superintendent of the Arlington Independent School District for the past 6 years, Dr. Marcelo Cavazos is responsible for directing a staff of more than 8,500 people. The district is the largest employer in the city of Arlington and the 6th largest in Tarrant County. AISD is the 11th largest school district in the state of Texas educating more than 63,000 students from an ever-evolving and diverse community. Dr. Cavazos, we thank you for the educational leadership you have provided as Superintendent of AISD. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the Arlington Independent School District Superintendent, Dr. Marcelo Cavazos.
Thank you so much. And seniors, soon-to-be graduates, congratulations on your accomplishments this evening. Thank you for being such great students. Always remember that you are well-equipped and you're exceptionally prepared because you went to Martin High School in the Arlington Independent School District. When you cross this stage and face a new journey, keep that in mind. You're well-equipped and your successes will continue. I'm so proud of you tonight. I would ask that if you would give a round of applause to your parents and your friends and family who was able to come here tonight. It is truly because of their love and their support that you're able to be here tonight. And always keep that in mind, that we don't do things alone. And so as you cross the stage and celebrate your graduation, remember to reach back. Reach back and thank someone, reach back and help someone so they can too cross the stage someday or meet a challenge that they're experiencing. I'm so proud of you, class of 2018, Martin High School. I look forward to celebrating with you tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Cavazos. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the James Martin High School Class of 2018 Salutatorian, Luke Overman.
Thank you. Good evening, fellow graduates. My name is Luke Overman, and I am honored to be your salutatorian. I was so honored that I knew I had to come up with just the right topic. So I did what most people do. I Googled it. I came across a WikiHow page entitled 2 Best Ways to Write a Salutatorian Speech. So I thought, let's see what this has to say. The first step said to thank the person who introduced me, which I'm pretty sure I just did. The second step was to introduce yourself, and I just did that. The third step was to tell the audience what you were going to talk about. Okay, admittedly, I've come to rely on Google to answer many of my questions, but Google could not tell me the topic of my speech, no matter how I searched. The truth is, I'm not standing before you because of my amazing charisma and power of speech. Truly, someone in theater, show choir, debate, athletics, orchestra, band, basket weaving, you get the idea, would be more entertaining. But I guess I got some good grades, so you were stuck with me. As for my topic, I thought about writing an inspirational speech, bestowing wisdom to my fellow graduates. But unfortunately, wisdom comes through life experience, and we're all still in high school, living with our parents who pay the bills, buy the food, and sustain our livelihood, while we study for tests, complete projects, compete in athletics, go to club meetings, hang out with friends, and maybe even hold a part-time job. Basically, I have no wisdom to bestow. But what I do know is physics, which can relate to almost any life experience. So that is my topic. I will be giving you all a physics lesson. But let me warn you, the physics lesson I'm presenting is quite mind-boggling. Since many of you have not spent time studying Einstein's theories, I will explain special relativity as basically as I can. And, for persuasive purposes, I'm going to pretend that I have more than just a basic understanding of the theory. All right, so one of the central themes, if you will, of special relativity is that perceptions of reality may differ from one frame to the next as frames travel faster and faster. However, these speeds have to be really, really high in order to have any appreciable effect on how you perceive your reality. I'm saying you should be going at least 10% the speed of light in order to apply relativity. So let us make an example. All right, so here we are on Earth, going pretty slow relative to the speed of light, And let us say we launch my parents into space at 99% the speed of light. That is about 185,000 miles per second. All right? Okay, so there are two frames we are interested in this example. One is us, here on Earth, which we are going to say is stationary. The other is my parents, who are aboard the ship going at 99% the speed of light. All right, so let's say they take a trip in space for what we, here on Earth, measure to be 50 years. So they go off into space and come back to Earth 50 years later. Okay, so when they come back to Earth, we would be 50 years older, and so would they, right? See, but time passed slower for my parents because they were going so fast. It is pretty wacky, I know, but you just have to take my word for it. In fact, my parents would say that their trip, which we said lasted for 50 years, actually lasted about 7 years. So they would come back to Earth 7 years older, and we would all be 50 years older, so now I would be several years older than them. I will not say by how much, for it may embarrass them, though. But see, now they would be the ones making fun of how old I am. So maybe we should not launch them into space at 99% the speed of light for 50 years. Or was it 7 years? You may be asking yourself, if we said it took 50 years for them to take their trip, and they say it took 7 years for the same event to occur, who is correct? Well, if it was me against them on this, or anything for that matter, they would most certainly win. However, the truth is, we are both equally as correct. It all depends upon which perspective you measure time from. This is the idea that Einstein established called time dilation, and it is pretty cool from my perspective, but maybe not from yours, which is, according to the theory itself, is completely fine. Both mine and your opinions are equally as valid because we are in different perspectives, and we are always both entirely valid. So then, why do we always view our perspective to be superior to others? If everybody's perspective is equally as valid as anyone else's, why do we place such an importance on our own? Perhaps it is only human nature to do so, and trust me, I am not any different than any other human, so I will still insist that my parents' trip lasted for 50 years. However, I think what we all can take away from Einstein's theory of special relativity is that perspective does matter, and we must appreciate the diversity among these perspectives and cherish the differences that make each of us unique, while maintaining that, despite these differences in point of view, we are all equally as valid as human beings. No one perspective is superior to another, so we must accept everybody for who they are, and understand that perspective changes everything. Therefore, the next time you meet someone who is different than you, do not believe their perspective to be inferior just because it is different. For although it deviates from your own, their perception of the world is just as valid as yours. If more people would keep this idea in mind, our world would be a vastly different place. Before I finish, I would like to thank my teachers who have shaped the way I think, my family from the Netherlands who have come all the way from Europe to come watch me, my family from home who have always been there for me, and my friends who have encouraged me to be my best. I'd also like to give particular thanks to my parents for all they have done for me, including being the subjects of my example earlier. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of you now for listening, and I wish each and every one of you the best as you continue your journey towards happiness and success.
And now it is my honor to present to you the James Martin High School Class of 2018 valedictorian Peyton Riney.
So I may not know as much about physics as Luke does, but I do know a few things. For instance, did you know that there are 851 students in our senior class? 851 might just seem like a random number, but let's give it some units of value. 851 seconds from now, you will still be sitting here watching this ceremony. 851 minutes from now will be around 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, so the ceremony will be over. 851 hours from now will be well into July. 851 days from now, you'll be halfway through your college career or 2 years into your new job. 851 months from now will be the year 2088. Another special number is 176. That's about how many days of school we have each year. And we already know what 176 days feels like because we go through school every year. And even though it feels like forever, it's not nearly as large as 851 days. This leads me to a thought that I've had since freshman year. I will never meet everyone in my grade. Think about it. If I took the effort to meet a new person each day for all 4 years of high school, I'd only meet about 700 of you sitting before me. That's nowhere near the 851. And that's not even including those who transfer in and out of Martin High School as well. I doubt that any of us have taken the time to get to know everyone in our class. So I have a small challenge for you tonight. At some point, get to know the person sitting next to you. You guys already have a few things in common, like you attended the same high school, or you're currently wearing uncomfortable, funny-shaped hats, and your last names probably start with the same letter. Parents and guests, feel free to make friends with those next to you too, because you're gonna be here for a while. And newsflash, making friends does not stop after high school. The relationships we've endured these past few years have been integral in our lives. We've learned how to talk to strangers, make friends, and be more social. We've also learned who our true friends are and how to recognize them. I hope you keep making new friends in the upcoming years. Well, let me rephrase that last sentence. I know you will be making new friends in the next few years. Our society venerates friendship. Look at how many websites and apps we have dedicated to it. There's Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. They all allow us to communicate to our friends through messages and photos. TV shows even base their plots off friendships. Take, for example, the 90s sitcom entitled Friends. Friends are important to us. They make us feel loved and cared for, as well as give us a chance to love others. They make us feel special. But the thing I love most about friendship is its capacity for kindness. Kindness is one of those terms that's just thrown out there to describe generally. In my opinion, it's overused. So what truly is kindness? Like any high schooler, I turned to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, online of course, and looked up the definition of kindness. Kindness is defined as the quality of state of being kind. Well, that's way too vague for me. The definition of kindness is just being kind. So I came up with a few definitions of my own. Kindness, helping others, showing respect. And then I kind of got stuck. My definitions were lacking in a sense. How else can I describe kindness? At this point in writing my speech, I'd missed not one, but 2 deadlines. So in a semi-desperate gesture, I reached out to my friends and asked for their take on kindness. Maddie said, making sacrifices for the well-being of someone else. Jordan said, doing actions or saying something uplifting or positive without being prompted to do so. Jennifer said, the act of being friendly or generous, putting others before yourself without expecting recognition or appraisal. Hannah said, giving someone your last cookie, even though you really wanted it, or watching a confusing TV show because your friend loves it. Mallory said, putting what others need or want above yourself, even if that means you don't gain anything. Jillian said, kindness is giving your last waffle fry from Chick-fil-A. Larissa said, being friendly and nice to every person. I mentioned the names of my friends because they helped me write this speech. They not only gave me their definitions of kindness, but showed me their kindness. It was from their kindness that I was inspired to write one last definition. Kindness is always free. We often forget this. Some would argue, well, gifts cost money, and if I sacrifice my time to be kind, that costs money in my own life. It's not worth it. I have better things to do. But I might argue, it doesn't cost anything to give a compliment, to hold the door for someone, to say please and thank you, to be positive. It costs absolutely nothing to smile. So you might be wondering, this is the valedictorian's one time to speak her mind and tell everyone what she's thinking, and she chose to talk about friendship and kindness? Yes, I chose friendship and kindness for the valedictory. Even though I have learned much from the teachers and classes in AISD, an abundance of knowledge of what kindness is all about came from the friends that I have made along this journey. I will take these qualities with me, not just as memories of the past, but as ideals to look for in the future. Wherever we go, whomever we meet, let's go into the world with a little more kindness and strive to build friendships that will allow us to be just a little bit more generous, put other people before ourselves, and possibly even share a waffle fry or cookie along the way. Thank you.
The senior members of the Martin High School Chorale and Band will now take their places to perform the Battle Hymn of the Republic. representative of the class of 2018, I am proud to announce this year's senior class gift. In response to our growing concerns about campus safety, our class will be making a donation of a security desk to be placed in the upper gym lobby, as opposed to our campus security officers making them more visible and accessible to visitors to our building. We hope that through our support for this project, Martin High School will be a safer and more secure environment, better able to provide for the changing needs of all students and visitors who walk through the halls of our school. Mrs. Marlene Roddy has worked as an educator for 41 years. She has worked 18 years as a classroom teacher, 16 years as an assistant principal, and 7 years as our principal here at Martin. Mrs. Roddy has provided service and support to James Martin High School as a proud Martin Warrior for the last 28 of those years. Throughout her career, she has worked tirelessly to improve education for future generations. The faculty, staff, and students of Martin High School are honored to have such a committed and loyal leader. Thank you, Mrs. Roddy, for your dedication and support. Please help me in welcoming the principal of James Martin High School, Mrs. Marlene Roddy.
President Reich, members of the Board of Trustees, Superintendent Cavazos, parents, special guests, teachers, and graduates. Today, it is my privilege to address the Martin High School senior class of 2018 and their last event as a public school student. This day represents many accomplishments as summarized in your program insert, and it also reflects a culmination of many hours of study, both of lessons of requirement and lessons of personal interest and passion. This milestone is one of great significance in a person's journey to become a learned individual, and we celebrate and honor each of you along with your family and friends. Many of you may only know me as the voice of which says, "Hello, this is Marlene Roddy, principal of Martin High School." And others of you might mistake me for Beyonce. While you may only know my voice or my image, my message today is sent to you with kindness, love, and hope, and it is a comment on the importance of how we measure the significance of life and some warnings on ways to avoid the threats to an authentic life. In the late spring, I attended the Pops concert and was moved by a song which I'd actually heard performed on Broadway in the musical Rent. The MHS senior choir rendition, however, authentically captured how one might be feeling in their final year as a high school senior. The song, written and composed by Jonathan Larson, is known as The Seasons of Love, and it capped the evening. The words repeated in the refrain, 525,600 minutes, stem from the number of minutes in a common year. The song poses how one should measure a year: in daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, and concludes that the value of human life is best measured by love. This message is significant for you in so many ways at this precise moment. Always when we conclude a major milestone, we spend a great deal of time thinking about what our next steps might be and are confronted with both excitement and sadness. We ask, what would be meaningful for me? How might I find fulfillment? What path should I choose? What are my gifts? And how might I create a life that shares and capitalizes on those gifts? How you answer these questions requires reflection, soul-searching, and the understanding that a meaningful life does not mean a perfect life. As one of your teachers recently said to me upon her retirement when asked what was next, she responded, "I plan to participate in life." Thinking about problems that routinely confront you at this stage of life, I encourage you to be authentic, to honor your problems with integrity and sincerity, to live each moment in the here and now, and to act with love. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us." Start where you are today. The past is now gone. The future is not here. This day offers you a chance to reflect on the person you want to be, not the person you were, nor the person you will become. Kindness, empathy, patience, and openness towards others is critical when you are representing yourself. But the old saying, "Say what you mean and mean what you say," ultimate honesty with yourself and with others helps you not only establishing and achieving your goals, but in helping others with establishing and achieving theirs. Beware of those actions which are neither authentic, kind, or honest. What appears to most seriously threaten our authenticity and integrity today and restricts our ability to be thoughtful, to investigate and seek what is ultimately the right answer, as well as the right way to treat others, is the overuse and abuse of instant technology and social media. Taking and using pictures or video which causes harm, responding or making statements on social media without giving thought or concern for who might be hurt or destroyed, and looking for academic shortcuts that deny one the ability to master and to learn are the residual effects of our fast-paced technological world. Your mind can be your greatest and most powerful ally or your most formidable opponent. Like an athlete who trains physically, one must train the mental mind through writing, reading, meditating, and finding inspiration from the stories of others. Developing the habits of reflection and deep thinking will help you to truly find a life that is authentic and real, and one that is filled with strength, faith, hope, and love. So congratulations on this special milestone when all of you, your parents, your teachers, your friends, your family, stop, watch, reflect, and celebrate. You will leave today no longer a student, but actually an alumnus of Martin High School, and your next steps will take you in multiple directions. Some of you will start with a four-year university, some of you will attend a two-year educational program, some will join the military, and some of you will start to work. Regardless of your immediate plans, what I know to be true for all of you is that your education and your learning will continue because, of course, learning is never complete. No matter our age, we're always on the journey of how to live our lives with meaning and fulfillment. We are always striving to have experiences which are significant and rewarding, and we are always hoping that looking back on life, that we will be able to measure each 525,600 minutes through love, hope, and kindness that we gave and that we received. And now, congratulations to all you Warrior Wow Wows of the class of 2018. Remember to thank all of those who helped you thus far to achieve and take pride in what you have accomplished. Look for and take notice of the times which bring you great happiness and joy. Our blessings go with you as you embark on this new phase of your journey. You have what it takes, the true spirit of the warrior, as you go forth into the world. For the last time, as a body of one, will the class of 2018 please rise? Superintendent Cavazos, President Reich, and members of the Board of Trustees, I present to you the students who have successfully completed the attendance and academic requirements for graduation as prescribed by the state of Texas and the Arlington Independent School District. By the authority granted in me as principal, I proudly proclaim them graduates of James Martin High School, graduates, you may move your tassels to the right. Class of 2018, please be seated as the first rows present themselves to receive their diplomas. As these first graduates line up, I would like to address the parents, friends, and relatives in the audience. I know that you are extremely proud of your student and that this is a time of celebration. I invite you, parents, friends, and relatives, as your student crosses the stage, to stand in support of your students and to be recognized by the Assembly for your contributions. This will also enable you to see your student more clearly as he or she receives their diploma. We want each graduate to receive the full attention of the audience as he or she crosses the stage. We ask your help in ensuring that each name is clearly heard. We also ask you to refrain from using air horns or other noisemakers. When our ceremony concludes, after presenting the graduates and singing our Alma Mater, the graduates will exit the arena and pick up their diplomas. Guests, you may exit gates 2, 3, or 4 and meet your graduates outside on Moritz Plaza and Spagnola Drive. We are now ready to begin with the first name.
Peyton Nicole Riney. Luke Alexander Overman. Lucy Shin. Brock Adam Moore. Tatum Nok An Tran. Abram Zenyu Chu. Kate Rebecca Johnson. Abigail Caroline Mixon. Rylan Grace Siegenthaler. Madison Chelsea Wilbanks. Lindsay Wu Birmingham. Yu Sung Lee. Grace Helen Wright. Matthew Doan. Daniel Travis Powell. Nicholas Earl Jennings. Nicholas Jacob Cordero Alvarez. Gage Arthur Anderson. Jordan Pierce Antolin. Manar Nasir Baba. Calvin Taylor Birchall Roman. Kayla Shireen Bonaktar. Benjamin Bajin Bosak Barani. Allison Bowie. Abigail Faith Bergen. Benjamin Yu Chan. Nicholas Ryan Chin. Maria Claire Dalton. Devin Homero Daniel. Brittany Hua Dao. Isfan Benjamin Egger. Claire Lynn Garza. Brooks Andrew Hagman. Keller Roman Huckabee. Lauren Dove Hughes. Anusan TJ Inthanusai. Jillian Halia Jarvis. Amy Yamai Q. Min Kim. McCain Cross Kynerd. Kathleen Jane Knight. Adam James Lavelle. Daboom Lee. Kurt Daniel Leland. Riley Thomas Lindsay. Matthew Mintree Liu. Victoria Quinn Mai. Christopher Martin Malone. Miller Renee McCurdy. Grace Elizabeth McDaniel. Shelby Ashlyn Milhone. Peyton Kaylee Moore. Connor Henry Motley. Gregory Austin Myrick. Nathan Hip Chan Nguyen. Ashley Ann Odom. Ryan Benjamin Oaktai. Natalie Elizabeth Panella. Moses Park. Landon Cole Perron. Janice Pham. Jackson Todd Pollard. Elizabeth Faith Prickett. Leah Anna Reyes. McKaylee Elizabeth Sachs Crook. Andrea Lorraine Margaret Shaw. Kasra Mohammed Sharazi Nijad. Stephen Grant Sykes. Darshana Srinan Eswaran. Brandon Taylor Sweeney. Brett Benton Taylor. Adriana Torres. Vivian Phuong Tran. Nicholas Baxter Turman. Sophia Rose Viscuso. Kira Brianna Vreeland. Min Hui Ethan Vu. Jeffrey Todd Wallace. Weston Will Wofford. Lauren Rebecca Worth. Paul Frederick Young. Alyssa Ann Aguirre. Wad Wael Asahili. Mihuen Angelina O. Alina Noel Avery. Shelby Diane Barnett. Danielle Simone Bieberstein. Jacob Lynn Blakeney. Journey Noel Brandon. Cole Xavier Brune. Anna Elizabeth Brush. Rebecca Nicole Buckles. Ashley Deanne Barola. Emily Nicole Canales. Will Chen. Connor Harrison Clark. Nicole Ann Cook. Tyler Nathaniel Cook. Jessica Nicole Cood. Jillian Stacy Cood. Kendall Taylor Dar. Prem Dilip Desai. Brittany Lynn Dolan. Parker Harrison Doyle. Samantha Lee Ellis. Robert James Ray Feast. Ethan Taylor Fogel. Bradley Cole Franklin. Alex David Fratto.
Gianna Colby Hannah Jacomel. Courtney Taylor Gisburn. Clayton Michael Gleason. Alyssa Christine Guerrero. Zachary Ryan Hayter. Brandon Scott Hayes. The following student served as a member of the Student Leader Advisory Board to the AISD Board of Trustees during the 2016-17 school year. Nicholas Michael Height. Tiana Marshall Hill. Noah Duncan Hollabaugh. Miranda May Holscher. Taylor Ann Holt. Kiana Hoshbury. Michaela Brion Hinson. Laura Renee Kinnear. Rose Yafane Kleinman. Zachary Andrew Lane. Noel Ray Lino. Caitlin J. Leong. Logan David Lindsay. Victoria Rose Mantarola. Shannon Victoria May. Mallory Ann McCurdy. Kaylee Ann Menard. Joshua Wilson Miller. Brandon Chase Mitchell. Stephen Spencer Mohan. Sydney Grace Moore. Anna Catherine Myers. Suzanne Hussein Nassar. Tommy Dung No. Anna Thun Thao Huynh. Nathan Nuk Thun Win. Nicholas Coy Win. Paul David Payne. Carmen Elise Regina. Madison Grace Reyna. Annalise Maria Forster Salamau. Reagan Marie Schenk. Jean Chung Tan. Sydney Ann Terry. Madeline Grace Tibbs. Amelia Victoria Tinajero. Haley Alyssa Trevino. Alexis Tuitmai Vo. Mark Anthony Wagner. Aaron Wesley Webb. Josephine Yi Xuan Wei. Victoria Elaine Williams. Reagan Carol Winklepleck. Elaine Wong. Edward Hyon Yu. Zi Shu Zong. Natalie Alda Alderman. Cade Andrew Albus. Stephen Conrad Emling. Madison Ama Ampo. Patrick Anthony Andro. Sarah Camille Athey. Ezra Roger Averill. Thomas Jacob Baggett. Kaylee Bryn Baldry. Hannah Marie Banks. Michaela Ray Barnett. Ava Magno Barron. Bryce Landry Beckley. Gabrielle Francis Bell. Julia Faye Bell. Marshall Reed Bell. Javier Joaquin Beltran del Rio. Lauren Alexandra Bennett, Madeline Rain Bethman, Darby Michelle Bradbury, Nathaniel Evan Brimacombe, Sorrel Aiden Brown, Olivia Janae Buffin, Emma Ryan Bullion, Trey Lamont Burke, Elizabeth Ashley Bird, John Nathaniel Jarius Caesar, Brianna Leanne Campbell, Alyssa Christine Carrasco, Tatum Faith Henderson, Elijah Nehemiah Chapman, Keelan Rashad Chilton, Madison Smith Single-Palmy, David Patrick Clark, Kyla Alexis Clift, Carly Ann Cook, Brianna Rochelle Crew, Lexi Ann Curry, Andrew Scott Daly, Persephone Holly Dahlman, Carmen Bailey Davis, Benjamin Taylor Demers, Lauren Dong, Sydney Doss, Nathan Lawrence Dotson, Rama Saif Insor, Christina Ray Escamilla, Gloria Danielle Estes, Matthew Edward Flores, Megan Aubrey Flynn, Darcy K. Fulcher, Nicholas Savion Gardner, Samuel Charles Gatorna, Jeffrey Preston Jacomel, Gabrielle Elise Gillespie, Heather Dawn Graham, Angel Giovanni Gale, Nolan David Harris, Ashley Ann Hedder, Allison Jean Hayes, Cameron Kyle Hayes, Carly Nicole Heiser, Nicholas Lee Hernandez, Jacob Jeffrey Holland, Jacob Sterling Howland, Jonathan Luke Husband, Jennifer and Allison Israelau, Pasha Nicole Jackson, Hunter Thomas Jarrett, Michaela Emery Jasmine, Sydney Nicole Johnson, Thaddeus Arthur Johnson, Autumn Nash Jones, Peyton Alyssa Jones, Susanna Sue Joseph, Maddie Samir Juday, Solome Votha Cow, Matthew Robin Kelsch, Zachary Alexander Caressman, Micah Andrew Kinney, Zachary Charles Kurth, Izora Shamay Kolick, Andrew Stephen Kochmeyer, Kira Lauer, Anisette Lechuga, Amber Michelle Lee, Jacob Alexander Lee, Tiffany Madison Lee, Skylar K. Lindsay, Mallory Mullins Locke, Jonathan Andrew Loggins, Maddie Loke, Sarah Christine Lorente, Aaron Quinn Lowry, Jace Kai Ho Ma, William Nelson Mabin, Justin Xavier Menahan, Connor Glenn Manderfeld, Brianna Marie Martin, Lauren Ann Martin, Samuel Martinez, Caden Isabel MacArthur, Aaron Delaney McClinton, Kylie Denise McGuire, Eunice Nasir Mirage, Gavin Ellis Meyer, Joshua Asher Miller, Megan Bianca Mitchell, Yamaya Rochelle Mitchell, Mehdi Mazin Mohammed Hadi, Cassidy Claire Moore, Marie Diane Morales, Jessica Lee Moreland, Nadia Ambreen Muhammad, Amaya Taylor Mundell, Andrew Hwangan Win, Ashley Letu Win, Jennifer Kim Win, Julie Kim Win, Caitlin Pamela Nimblett, Charles David Knoll, Noah Lee Norwood, Bilal Nail O'Day, Jessica Rose Owens, Grayson Jeffrey Parks, McKenna Jordan Patel, Erica Marie Perez, Wilson Graham Petter,
Isaiah Shamir Pittman, Andrew Paul Pletcher, Matthew Gilman Ponder, Carson Lynn Prim, Tanner Drew Prophet, Zachary Aaron Radke, Pamela Ramos, Cooper Dean Randall, Madison Ann Randall, Marissa Faith Reeves, Bo Hunter Rahanick, Meredith Elaine Riley, Ashley Michelle Richards, Aaron Michelle Richards, Seth Carter Richburg, Corinne Michelle Robinson, Vidal Rodriguez, Julia Jacqueline Rodriguez Graham, Logan Lee Rogers, Mallory Dawn Rogers, Kaylee Shea Rollins, Jenna Lee Rude, Nicole Alejandra Salza, Isaiah Daniel Salazar, Kylie Suzanne Schroer. Courtney Elizabeth Schultz. Grayson Paul Scott. Gage Allen Simon. Benjamin Kyle Smith. Emma Elizabeth Smith. Rebecca Lynn Snyder. Jackson Douglas Spray. Zane Addison Stewart. Jacob Daniel Tamayo. Vanessa Jolie Tarango. Eden Epiphany Taylor. Gregory Bernard Taylor III. Jafet Thompson. Bethany Tui Tran. Julian Van An Tran. Tiffany DeWin Tran. Allison Katie Tremmel. Hannah K. Turner. Jose Medel Valdez. Eusenia Vasquez. Brittany Yenny Vo. Lauren Ashley Warren. Jared Peyton Allen Wegner. Daniel Matthew West. Colton Wade Whitaker. Brady Kevin White. Christina Chung. Basil Wajid Abdu Ahmad Romo. Hamza bin Aftab. Austin Andrew Aguilar. Jasmine Alejandro Aguirre. Preston Michael Atkins. Brady Kyle Alexander. Albana Aliko. Zaini Youssef Alekemi. Hannah Lynn Allen. Wassam Ali Al-Shahili. Becca Lanier Alverson. Carson Cole Onsley. Trevion Raymond Appelin. Lauren Elizabeth Louise Ashpaw. Canal Johnson Aiden. Austin Tyler Bain. Austin Taylor Baker. Lauren Virginia Baker. Brooke Bethany Balthrop. Tariq Tofik Taha. Grant Adam Barkley. Ceci Eunice Barron. Emily Marie Bower. Corbin Daniel Bell. Emma K. Beard. Tariq Mahmood Beckwith. Zane Alexander Belgard. Garrett William Bell. Candice Marcella Bernard. Kylie Lynn Bittner. Sarah Mackenzie Blaine. Cole Richard Balsuda. Zachary Preston Bode. Madison Lee Bohm. Jordan Dale Brand. Christian William Bringers. Karina Lisette Brenna. Nora Christine Bren. Chase Edward Brooks. Taylor Grace Brooks. Tori Khalees Brown. Isaiah Rashad Bruton. Devin Thomas Bryan. Clayton Matthew Boosie Childers. Brandon On Bowie. Brett Matthew Beckwith. Ethan Brian Burgess. Corey Kate Burks. Kiana Nicole Burris. Brandon Bustamante Farfan. Brock Nicholas Butler. Adriana Calzada. Anjanique Nakora Capers. Miguel Angel Caballo. Cameron Lee Carden. Kyle Francis Carrion. Brian Grant Carrick. Ronaldo Ivan Arejo. Christopher Dion Carson. Hunter Riley Carson. Rayanne Simone Carey. Daniela Alejandra Castillo. Juvencio Marcel Castro. Skyla Renee Quaddle. Tony Gabriela Cavazos Parejo. Adrian Serta. Pablo Cervantes. Nathan Anterius Chambers. Ariana Lee Chambers Woods. Marina Charles Martinez. Nikisia Danae Shevers. Michaela Denise Clava. Noah Michael Clayton. Emery Trevon Cleveland. Alan Edward Cliff. Jagger Dylan Clift. Lucy Francis Clowers. Brianna Marie Cochran. Essence Renee Cole. Gabriel Andres Calazo Prado. Adrian Lee Contreras. Evelyn Samara Contreras. Jordan Scott Cook. Abigail Paige Coons. Joshua Anthony Corona. Andrea Esmeralda Correjo. Jacob James Cotton. Julius Isaiah Crawford. Sam Edward Creed. Glenn Dean Curry. Rachel Marie Curtis. Emily Gail Siepert. Alexis Shatiria Danford. Madison Elizabeth Davenport. Emily Morgan Davis. Erica Morgan Davis. Joshua Trent Davis. Travion Keandre Davis. Rayla Kiana Day. Sarah De La Rosa Adam. Sydney Rose Icanio. Sylvia Marie Deloria. Madison Marie Denny. Ava Lauren DeVoe. Kenneth Reed Duvall. Eduardo Jose Diaz. James Lee Dilday. Andrea Abigail Denicio. Jenny Wen Doe. William Domingo. Nicholas Avery Dodson. Riley Dylan Driscoll. Jose Alberto Dunez. Daria Noel Duke. Chriselle Lynette Dunlap. Seth Gregory Dunlap. Elizabeth Camille Effiong. Alexis Lee Ellington. Stephen Andrew Enriquez. Oscar Alexander Escamilla. Juan Angel Esquivel. Joshua Logan Everett. Colby Blake Felkins. Alicia Alessandria Fernandez. Amber Star Kadena Fisher. India Rose Fitzgibbon. David Flores II. Dylan Joseph Ford. Preston Thomas Foster. Brennan James Fowler. Kelsey Ray Fowler. Daniela Christine Friend. Jasmine Fuentes. Benjamin James Fugate. Alexis Christina Garcia. Jacob James Garcia. Marissa Nicole Garcia. Tyus Alexandra Garcia. Jeremy Edward Garner. Lucas Harold Gobbets. Brinley Marie Gibson. Michael Guado Gilbert. Addison Gonzalez. Adriana Estelle Gonzalez. Zaynlin Gonzalez. Damon Isaac Gonzalez. Luis David Gonzalez. Fatima Daniela Gonzalez Perez. Megan Janae Graham. Nathaniel Christian Green. Xander Dalen Green. William Clayton Grindstaff. Madison Carter Grout. Alejandro Francisco Herrera. Kevin Alfredo Guerrero. Abraham Guevara. Jose Guzman. Maysoon Zaki Habul. Tamara Tishay Hale. Cameron M. Halleck. Claire Michelle Hall. DeMarcus Jannard Hall. Dustin Lynn Garner Hamilton. Brandon Kyler Haynes. Marcus Jamal Hardiman. Eric Linolin Hopper. Samantha Carol Harper. Cameron Nicole Harris. Ryan Michael Hartman. Caitlin Rose Harwell. Garrett David Haynes. Jack Damian Heath. Meredith Elaine Diora Henderson. Kylie Jordine Herberger Ferris. Christopher Hernandez. Elizabeth Brianna Hernandez. Ricky Faith Hernandez. Kayla Denise Hickman. Aiden Artel Hill. Jonathan Frank Hill. Killen Samuel Hill. Chelsea Carol Hillard. Yasmin Efeti Himsia. Chase Bain Honey. Rachel Nicole Hooper. Jeffrey Thomas Horton. Julia Marie Horton. Aaron Trevor Hauk. Grant Patrick Howe. Nathan Christopher Howell. Samantha Marie Hudson. Robert Stephen Huffman. Samantha Jean Hunt. Decorian Dwayne Hidmond.
Emily Elizabeth Ix. Brooke Anissa Jackson. Tamara Shanae Jackson. Haley Marie James. Passion Darlene Johnson. Perry Curtis Johnson. Terrian Idriel Johnson. Aubrey Elena Jones. Cameron Buck Jones. Davion Anthony Tracon Jones. Joshua Jeffrey Jones. Paris Shania Jones. Emma Jessica Hope Youngman. Mia Renee Justice. Brianna Kaba. Artem Valerievich Karpinski. Kajimu Kusija. Corey Dale Kinnear. Savannah Page Keith. Alexandria Anakela Okalani Kalikoa. Bailey Ryan Kennedy. Kale Robert Kimberlin. Kian Rashad Kuntz. Molly Claire Kramer. Jacob Paul Kravitz. Nathaniel David Kurtz. Destiny Monet Lamar. Aubrey Alyssa Nicole Langley. Samantha K. Leclerc. Jay Dong Lee. Morgan Page Lloyd. Allison Ryan Locke. Ryan Andrew Logston. Alyssa Denise Long. Sebastian Xavier Lower. Emily Jean Maz. Cami Noel Mabry. Patrick Ryan Malloy. Grant Weston Manis. Caitlin Taylor Mangrum. Ariana Valentina Marin. Nike Devon Marley. Ethan Rutledge Marchenke. Jay-Z Martinez. Andrew Claiborne Maskell. Andrew John Mason. Brianna Ashley Morin. Cameron Ladd Mays. Ryan Christian McCorkle. Royce McDonald. Destiny Salik McGowan, Justin James McIntosh, Cameron Scott McKenzie, Christopher Lane McKitty, Paige Taylor McEllen, Elijah Lamont McMillan, Michael Dylan McNeely, Sydney Ann McWilliam, Lilia Grace Means, Cynthia Medina Garcia, Brooke Ashlyn Mealy, Jaden Sharp Melton, Danielle Ann Middleton, Deshaun Germaine Miles, Deshaun Lavaris Mitchell, Samir Galal Mohammed, Grace Elizabeth Monk, Lauren Marie Montelongo, Fernando Antonio Moreno, Jacqueline Ariana Moreno, Gabriel Angel Mota, Cedric Leonard Mumphrey, Connor Alexander Merton, Vashti Charday Napier, Mason Bruce Neal, Rastlin Will Necessary, Dow Truck T. Wen, Trinity Shea Nolly, Addison Jane Nowell, Simran Camila Oberoi, Casey Renee O'Brien, Sydney Lynn Odell, Casey Michelle Odell, Abraham Uguaca, Corinthia LaShawn Omiya, Braulio Ortega, Lucero Ortiz, Juma Emmanuel Otoviano, Damar Barrett Ousley Jr., Marcus Sincere Padilla, Palano Serafin Papillero III, Joshua Stephen Parker, Jenna Elizabeth Parrish, Asiasha Prakish Patel, Jason Matthew Patterson, Curtis Eugene Patterson Jr., Haley K. Pellerin, Celeste Dolores Pena, Ariana Pennington, Cree Parrish Perkins, Michael Dylan Petrie, Julian Taj Phillips, Jared Scott Fippen, Daniela Natalie Pineda, Tyler Andrew Pope, Brandy Dawn Potter, Nathaniel Powell Jr., Caitlin Rose Pownell, Cameron Darnell Pringle, Joseph Anamencio Pruneda, Natalie Michelle Pugh, Crystal Quintero Reyes, Reem Ahmed Ramadan, Chloe Zeta Rancher, Caitlin Charisse Reed, David Theodore Reed, Kushana Nell Reed, Lauren Brooke Reed, David Alexander Reyes, Cassandra Guadalupe Reyes Resendiz, Michaela Lynn Rich, Parker Gage Richardson, Logan Nicholas Ritchie, Tyler Chase Riddle, Tony Alonzo Robertson Jr., Alessandra Jean Socorro Rocchio, Dalton Lane Rogers, Amaya Grace Rodriguez, Cassandra Rodriguez, Erica Renea Rodriguez, Megan Rose Rodriguez, Sergio Daniel Rodriguez, Andrew Brennan Rogers, Mackenzie Dawn Roper, Mariana Rosas, Thomas Ryan Rose, Jaden Dawn Ross, Dylan Hess Russo, Kirsten Lee Rutherford, Emmanuel Lukudu Sadala, Bridget Paralee Sadler, Tatiana Annalisa Sagun, Charles Noah Salazar, Eduardo Salazar, Jacqueline Jamie Salazar, Mark Anthony Salgado, Veronica D. Salinas, Chelsea Renee Sams, Anthony David Sanchez, Danielle Marie Sanders, Jesse Santiago, Micah Cade Skemmerhorn, Cole Jensen Skirm, Trinity Kendall Schrebka, Corby Wayne Self Jr., Maria Rafaela Serrano, Andrew Edward Sakara, Madison Ashley Siegenthaler, Mariah Michelle Sakura, Abigail Silva, Caitlin S. Sloan, Kerrigan Grace Slover, Faith Morgan Smith, Jordan Alexander Smith, Thomas Lee Smith, Tyler Scott Smith, Will Davis Smith, Dawson J. Smithers, William Ethan Snow, Erie Gabrielle Smoot, Irie Gabrielle Smoot, Maya Serena Sowell, Danielle St. Romain, Tyler Ray Stamper, Peyton Summer Stanton, Charles Ray Stubbs Jr., Preston David Sturgis, Haley Emma Francis Sutton, Abraham Tofik Taha, Cadence Talbot, Demry Iman Talton, Janelle Renee Tanksley, Islam Tartir, Jace Dale Taylor, Kiara Tanae Taylor, Kiara Trenal Taylor, Savannah Alexis Taylor, Destiny Monet Tell, Casey Jordan Tesdall, Charmaine Nicole Thomas, Christopher Scott Thomas, Danielle Lachey Thomas, Kamisha Dayana Thomas, Tyler Ray Wesley Thomas, Robert Emmis Thomas V, Chance Alexander Thompson, Taylor Nicole Thompson, Mason Ray Tremaine, Andrew Bao Trin, Spencer London Trussell, Nicholas Jordan Turano, Caleb Paul Yulin, Michael Anthony Valone, Christian Enrique Vasquez, Daisy Vasquez, Kaylin Danielle Velasquez, Daisy Haiti Villalobos, Gabrielle Nicole Vincent, Daryl Glenn Ware III, Emily Walden, Jada Anina Walker, Jesse Radell Walker, William Dietrich Walker, Dakota Blake Wallace, Talon Raymond Walls, Lindsay Paige Wankowitz, Jamia Denise Warner, Jordan Christopher Washington, Alexis Ann Webb. Victoria Jean Wells. Cheyenne Jacoby West. Dylan Tyler Wheeler. Haley Marie Wichter. Andrew Jameson Williams. Jamila LaShawn Williams. Javon Albert Williams. Jordan Devonta Williams. Kaylin Janice Williams. Maya Jean Williams. Braden Alexander Willis. Darielle Valencia Willwright. Alexander Matthew Wilson. Darian Deshawn Wilson. Jamal Trim Wilson. Alexandria Noel Witt. Diamond Renee Womack. Jacqueline Janine Woodrow. Mayana Yvonne Wright. Melissa Nicole Wostinger. Parker James Yancey. Ibrahima Yeora. Javian Adonis Yearling. Asia Dejana Young. And Alexis Michelle Zapata Sanchez.
And now, class of 2018, please rise for the singing of our alma mater.
you.